So I am going to be using NVDA, the screen reader NVDA, to navigate with Mozilla Firefox. I'm just going to do a basic Google search to demonstrate how a screen reader works. So one thing about a screen reader is that the vast majority of what you do is with the keyboard. There are some workarounds to use the mouse, but that's just when something is not accessible. So I'm going to start by hitting Control-L to enter a URL.
Navigation toolbar. Search or enter address combo box collapse. www.g. Selected google.com/.
So there it told me that it filled in the rest of the Google URL, which is nice to have that updating and telling you that information. Not everything does. I'm going to hit enter.
Mozilla Firefox. Google document. Search combo box collapse has autocomplete editable. Blank.
So I'm in a blank edit box right now, and one thing it didn't do, which it does normally do, is give a little click to tell you when you're in a focus mode versus a browse mode. So one thing is, since I'm using keystrokes for all of my navigating, in order to enter text, I need to take it into a different mode so that it will write in text versus sending me flying all over the screen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to search for the calendar for the Colorado Shakespeare Festival. So I'm just going to type that in.
Colorado. Festival. State. And
then I'm going to hit enter.
Colorado Shakespeare Festival Google search document.
And so now it's still in the focus mode. I'm going to take it out by doing escape. And then that was the click that I was kind of waiting for before. And then to navigate through the search results, I'm going to hit H to go through the different headings. That's why heading markup, having that be appropriate, is important.
Heading level 2. Colorado Shakespeare Festival bar link heading level 3. Calendar link heading level 3.
There we go. The calendar for the Shakespeare Festival.
Shakespeare Festival schedule Google search Mozilla Firefox. Unknown. Colorado Shakespeare Festival schedule Google search Mozilla Firefox. Colorado Shakespeare Festival schedule Google search document busy. Heading level 3 visited link calendar. Bar Colorado Shakespeare.
So as it starts to read to me, I know that the page has loaded. And what I'm going to start out by is I'm going to go through by headings again to see if I can find the information that I want.
Colorado Shakespeare Festival link home heading level 2. You are here heading level 2. June 2016 heading level 3.
Okay, that sounds like a schedule or calendar type thing. So I'm going to start, instead of going by headings now, I'm going to start navigating by arrow keys so that I can read every single line, not go by bigger sections.
Link previous. Link next. Out of list table with 11 rows and 7 columns, row 1 column 1 sun.
Okay, so now it's taken me into a table, which does make sense that a calendar would be a table, and it put me on Sunday. So that already gave me information that probably what's going on is that the top row of this calendar is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all the way through. So instead of, if I just keep arrow keying down, it will go through the table, first row left to right, then second row left to right, but I can navigate through the table more efficiently with some different keystrokes. So I'm going to go straight across the top row of the table and to get some idea of how this is laid out, because visually somebody can see it and know exactly how they've created this particular table or calendar. I don't have that information, and you'd be amazed at the variety of how people put together something like this. So going across.
Column 3 Tuesday, column 4 Wednesday, column 5 Thursday, column 6 Friday, column 7 Saturday, edge of table, Saturday.
Okay, so that's what I would expect, and I appreciate having it laid out that way so I can find what I need. Okay, so row 2, it said a 4, so I'm assuming that the first Saturday of the month was the 4th, and that's the information that I'm getting there. Okay, yep, and so it's reading through like that, and then I'm going to, so now this is something that gets a little tricky as I want to find a date that actually has a performance on it, and so right now I'm kind of, pardon the pun, groping around blindly until I find something find a date that has something on it. So I'm just going to start going down. Actually, I guess I'll go down the column on Friday because there's got to be a performance on some Friday in June.
Row 3. Row 410.
Okay, so the 10th.
Row 6 link 17. Row 7 colon 30 p.m. link equivocation.
Okay, so as I went down, I found there was a link on the 17th was a link, and then below
7 colon 30 p.m. link equivocation.
it gave me a performance with a date and with the time for the performance. So now I know that there are going to be links in this calendar on the dates that have a performance. So what I'm going to do is let's say I want to see Much Ado About Nothing. So I'm going to go back up to the first row, and then I'm going to start tabbing through because tabbing through will take me to the link.
17. Row 5.
Okay.
Row 3. Column 516 link.
Okay, so that took me to a Thursday with the first performance. That was the first link I came to. And if I go down to the row below it,
7 colon 30 p.m. link equivocation.
I know that 7:30 is equivocation.
16.
So that was on the 16th.
7 colon 30 p.m. link equivocation.
I'm going to tab again.
Friday column 6 equivocation link.
Okay, so I think Friday, yeah, so it's just telling me Friday, that is equivocation.
Column 7 the comedy of errors link.
Okay, Comedy of Errors. Actually, I think I said Much Ado About Nothing before, but it's actually Comedy of Errors that I want to see. So I'm going to see what date it is.
25. Row 7 colon 00 p.m. link the comedy of errors. Row 6 link 18.
Okay, so on the 18th at
00 p.m. link the comedy of errors.
8, I can see Comedy of Errors. So that was just a brief introduction to what it looks like to navigate through and figure out the layout of a web page with a screen reader.